with the 2018 Nissan Leaf electric car due to be unveiled to the world in Japan on September 6, the company continues to release bits and pieces of teaser information. Yesterday, Nissan issued a video promoting a list of the new model's features. It also provided a photo of the electric hatchback's rear corner, showing a very different taillight design than that of the outgoing generation. From the rear, the taillight has a chevron shape, wrapping around the rear corner of the car at the waistline, with a vertical reflector extending upwards next to the tailgate opening. A large zero-emission badge is also visible. The rest of the car is shadowed out, though a Norwegian outlet snapped a shot of the 2018 Leaf without its usual camouflage covering that shows the shape of the rear in considerably more detail. The new video is more impressionistic, with relatively little detail about features or specifications. The new Leaf, it suggests, will provide an experience that's simply amazing, one that will excite your senses and give you real confidence on the road. It provides a breath of fresh air from the all-electric powertrain, which also provides a peaceful drive, while available advanced technologies will enhance your vision. And so on. The video doesn't offer any new information on the 2018 Leaf's EPA-rated range, nor its motor power or acceleration. At least one version of the second-generation Leaf is expected to provide 200 miles or more of range, to compete with the 238-mile Chevrolet Bolt EV. One new piece of information was contained in the accompanying press release, however. More than 280,000 Nissan Leafs have been delivered globally since the car first launched in December 2010. That keeps the Leaf as the world's highest-selling and most popular electric car, at least for the moment. The formal global unveiling of the 2018 Nissan Leaf will be live-streamed from Japan on Wednesday, September 6, which in North American time zones will be late in the day on Tuesday, September 5. Subaru Canada comes up with some great video clips and the new shots of the 2018 Subaru WRX STI at the track speak to its abilities. There's a whole lot more to the 2018 Subaru WRX STI than fast 0 to 60 times. The STI is fast from a standing start, but what sets it apart is the way it handles in the corners and its improved stopping power. Subaru took the 2018 Subaru WRX STI on the Area 27 circuit in the beautiful Okanagan Valley near Oliver, British Columbia to see how it does around the track. It's quick from 0 to 100 kilometers at 4.9 seconds. Even more impressive is how the performance-tuned WRX STI handles the curves around the paved circuit. The 2018 STI gets a revised DCCD-AWD system. The DCCD system now uses electronic control for quicker and smoother response. Subaru also significantly upgraded the STI's brakes and it gets the model's first ever 19-inch wheels. The 19-inch alloy wheels feature a Y-shaped spoke design and are wrapped in 245 35ths R19 high-performance tires. The STI's Brembo Performance brake system now uses stronger monoblock 6-piston calipers in front, monoblock 2-piston calipers in the rear and larger, drilled rotors all around for better heat dissipation. Also, new brake pads provide greater surface area for improved braking feel and fade resistance. How do they perform? How about going from 100 km/h in 2.71 seconds? Subaru CA says, all performance cars can post impressive 0 to 100 km times by simply putting the pedal to the metal. But real performance enthusiasts know that control is the name of the game. We would agree.
According to Subaru, about 33% of new 2018 Crosstrek buyers will take their all-wheel drive vehicle off-road. That's a huge number compared with most automakers' SUVs that will never leave the pavement. Subaru knows the Crosstrek is being purchased by a new generation of urban adventurers who will use their Crosstrek for getting off-road and higher into the mountains away from civilization. Thanks to Instagram user Mo Island Photo, this cool Crosstrek rendering would be even more aggressive for extreme adventures. We would like to see this vehicle in real life and come to production. Subaru would likely sell a ton of the custom machines. The new generation 2018 Subaru Crosstrek comes with a new feature that upgrades its already impressive off-road capability. Crosstrek now comes standard with X mode for urban adventurers. Up until now, Crosstrek has mainly been used for commuting and weekend adventures like getting to the trailhead for hiking, mountain biking and transportation to the ski slope. But not so anymore. A new generation who lead active lifestyles will use the new second-generation CV for extreme sports in the mountains. These Crosstrek owners won't be sitting on the couch watching it on TV. They will use the small crossover to enjoy extreme winter sports in the mountains around the globe for skiing, snowboarding and snowmobiling. They will also use the newly redesigned vehicle for summer sporting activities like hiking a 14er, extreme mountain biking, high country trail running and backcountry fishing trips. Subaru knows that 33% of 2018 Subaru Crosstrek owners will use X mode, and this new generation of adventurer seekers will encounter unpaved backcountry roads that are slippery and uneven. The Crosstrek's X mode will now get them higher into the mountains and away from civilization. Don't look for Subaru Corporation to ever build a production model like the renderings here.
When I first glanced at the rearview mirror of the 2016 Subaru WRX STI, I wondered what the hell was following me so closely. It takes a while to get used to the massive wing fixed to the rear of this little speed demon. In fact, there is a lot to get used to in the STI, but when it all comes together, the aggressive Subby, with its series rally racing technology, is a kick and a half. In Subaru land, this model starts off as the sedate Impreza. Add 120 horsepower and it's a WRX. Add nearly 40 more ponies, a giant wing and Brembo brakes and you're looking at the Subaru WRX STI. Driving the STI is a bit like riding the Oregon Trail in a covered wagon. It's a stiff and harsh ride. Great for the track, not so great for daily driving. The comfortable seats help, but you'll have to get used to feeling every bump and divot in the road. Other track-ready street cars have multiple driving modes that soften up the suspension. While the STI has SI drive, which adjusts the throttle and transmission mapping, it does not cushion up the ride. Deal with it. The STI really comes into its own on the track. I wasn't able to find a proper dirt rally course, but I spent the day on the pavement at Thunderhill Raceway, a short drive from Roadshow headquarters in San Francisco. The 2.5-liter turbocharged engine, 4 horizontally opposed cylinders, pumps out 305 horsepower and 290 pound-feet of torque, plenty for the twisties at Thunderhill. Power gets to the pavement through a 6-speed manual gearbox. Subaru doesn't offer an automatic, as God intended. The all-wheel drive system inspires much confidence when the road goes bendy, enough that I found myself carrying a near ludicrous amount of speed through the turns. The suspension, perfect for the track, keeps the STI flat and neutral through twisties. Sport and Sport Sharp tighten up the throttle mapping, and there is an adjustable center differential. Keep it in auto for daily driving, or switch to Auto Plus to tighten up the limited slip differential, improving traction on slippery surfaces like snow or gravel. Auto Minus shifts the torque bias to the rear and opens the center differential, optimizing the STI for track driving. And if that's not enough, you can manually adjust the center differential 6 different ways, varying the torque distribution from front to rear for a personalized track experience. Having said all that, I kept the car in Sport Sharp with the diff control at Auto Minus while on the track. The throttle response was nearly instantaneous and I could downshift in power out of the turns with little turbo lag and a whole lot of thrills. The STI has one of the best steering systems I've experienced in a car at this price point. While many cars now sport electric power steering, including the venerable Mazda Miata and even the Porsche 911, the STI still gets the job done with a hydraulic setup. It's very quick and offers an incredible amount of feedback. I felt every pebble on the track, every stripe of paint on the road. It lets you place your tires exactly where you want them, resulting in precise turn-in and an engaging drive. The interior goes beyond the basics, but not by much. Navigation wasn't optioned on my test model, but it is available. Subaru doesn't support Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but it does integrate Pandora, iHeartRadio, Stitcher and AHA in the dashboard electronics. iPod connectivity and Bluetooth are standard. Although the ride is rough enough to require a sports bra on my part, the seats are comfortable enough. They are not true racing seats, but they still offer plenty of support while remaining soft enough for long drives. It was a blast to roll my own gears, but the shifter requires a bit more effort than other manuals I've driven, and first and third gear are pretty close together, so be ready to miss an upshift or two when you first get behind the wheel. Also, be ready for looks. Lots of them. Let's just say the styling on the STI is aggressive. It's all sharp angles and angry headlights. The wing can only be described as obnoxious, but it does improve the aerodynamics enough to add 3 miles per hour to the top speed. It also is a giant billboard saying "Give me a ticket, officer." I found myself driving conspicuously at the speed limit on the highway my whole week with the car. The STI Limited trim offers a low-profile spoiler if you don't want to attract quite as much attention. If you're a Subaru fan, you'll notice 2 design elements are missing, the BBS gold wheels and the hatchback. Sadly, Subaru discontinued both with this latest generation of the STI. America is sadly lacking in 5-door scream machines, and it's a shame Subaru is contributing to the death of the hatch. Having said that, the competition is heating up with hot hatch production. Ford is finally bringing the Focus RS to America, which offers an easier ride on the street and more power and torque to boot. Looking toward Europe, the Volkswagen Golf R with the optional DSG gearbox may be your bag if you refuse to learn to drive stick. Not yet in production is the Civic Type R, which will more than likely sell like hotcakes when it arrives in the States. The 2016 Subaru WRX STI can be had for $35,490 including destination charges. Blind spot detection and rear cross-traffic alerts, as well as adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning and pre-collision braking are all part of a $2,600 option package not included on my test car. The STI is a fun little sports sedan as long as you can handle the harsh ride and the feeling of being followed by a very large wing indeed.